Hi there and welcome to another Parker Adams Boat Sales walk around tour. Now just behind me I have a Southerly 100. Now this is a very special boat. Her name is Sandiamo and she is a two owner from new from 1987 Southerly 100. Now this boat is really special in many ways. One of the main things about this boat is just how many upgrades it's had over the years. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you around the boat and give you a really nice feeling for this boat, trying to remember as many as I can of the upgrades that the owners have done to this boat over the years. I'm just giving you a quick walk through now. You can see that the coach roof and the side decks are all laid to teak. Now this is original teak, but I'd say it's all in very good condition. It's not lifting and it all looks to be very good. The current owner gives it a boracol treatment usually once a year, and that just keeps all the fungus and green away, and it is really looking very nice. You can also see there's a new spray hood there that was new just a couple of years ago, and also sail cover. Now underneath that it covers some very new sails. So there are two new sails that were put on this boat just last year. There's a foresail and a mainsail which provide absolutely fantastic performance for this boat. Now performance is really interesting on these Southerly 100s because they have a very unique lifting keel design, and I'll show you that mechanism later and actually show you the boat and how that keel system works. But the ability of this boat to draw just half a metre or then deploy the keel down, which then goes down to about 1.7-1.8 metres, means you get fantastic sailing upwind ability, but at the same time you can dry the boat out or go into some very low water moorings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on board the boat and carry on showing you some of the features of this lovely example of the Southerly 100. So as I mentioned, it's a 1987 boat, but it has been upgraded in nearly all areas. So let's start off at the helm position and I can work my way around from here. So the helm position is just here, and you can see nestling in front of me are two Raymarine i70 controls. Now this is linked to an Axiom 7, which is down below, which is one of the latest generations of Raymarine. It's running the Lighthouse 3 software, so it's a really lovely navigation aid here. These are all linked in, and then you have about an 11 years old, this is a Garmin chart plotter here, which is completely standalone. So if you ever had any issues with the navigation system, you actually you've got some redundancy there. She's wheel controlled. You've got an engine control just to the side here, and she was actually re-engined by JWS Marine in 2013. So it was a new engine in 2013 and it's been maintained and serviced ever since. So I'm just showing you around here the condition of the teak. The boat has a very heavy feeling to her. When I'm walking around the boat, I feel that she's exceptionally well laid up, very solid and beautifully put together. I'm just going to show you some of the locker space in here, and actually just by opening this up you will see, I think I'll give you an idea as to the current owner and how meticulous he is about ownership of this boat. You can see nice stack of bins in here, cleaning materials all stored really nicely. These lockers quite often are an absolute mess, but here you can see everything tidily stowed away, and really nice to see someone that looks after their boat like this one is. All of your sailing controls are here. Now you've got an electrically operated keel on this. Now the owner currently only uses the keel as a manual system. He's never used the electrical system. He believes it works but has never tried it, preferring just to use it manually. So just coming back here, you've got a couple of Fusion speakers here. These again have been upgraded, and again just standing here in this helm position, this new canopy here is absolutely fantastic. This spray hood, it's nice and high, so I'm about 5'10". I'm looking straight forward now and you can see excellent visibility, but at the same time giving you a nice amount of protection to nestle down from any squalls just under here. And the boat is of course also fitted with autopilot. It's original but still works very well. So I think it would be a nice place to sit if the weather did turn on you. You could quite comfortably just sort of nestle in here, and of course you just look out here, good visibility, nice clear windows there to see out. So I think that's covered most things in the cockpit, and to be honest, with this boat there are so many features on it that I'll probably keep coming back to different areas because I've got a long list of things I want to run through with the boat, and I might forget it all, so I will come on down below. Now this keel mechanism is really nice to see. So you actually see as soon as you walk in that the boat has this lifting keel design here. Now that's encased in the glass there, and it's nice to see that's an integral part of the boat, and I'll show that operating later. So I've come down the steps, the 3 steps to get down below, and then you have this galley area. I'm just going to move my laptop bag, that shouldn't be there. So you've got this galley area here. The gas, the boat was issued with a new gas safety certificate just last year, so the owner has kept up with that. There is a top loading fridge just here, so there's really loads of space in there for your food, and the owner has said how incredibly cold that stays, and in fact they put some ice on there sometimes and then turn the fridge on, and the fridge manages to keep that very cold in ice conditions for up to a week. Now something to mention about the fridge and battery power is that you may have heard a very slight hum, and it is a very slight hum. If I come back up here and just point up here, you will see one of these absolutely brilliant wind chargers. Now this is a wind charger which is capable of sustaining this boat being off the grid, so no need to go into marinas, and you can keep your fridge running. So there's both a wind facility on this boat and also a solar panel. The solar panel is just tucked up there on the top of the coach roof, so a really nice facility to be able to keep that fridge running and all of your electrics when you're out at sea. All of the joinery is all in really nice condition on this boat. And if I just look down here now, you'll see there is an additional bunk down here. There's an ensign there, storage up here, and everything's really nice and light, which is nice to see. You've got cup holders here. And then just tucked up here, what you'll see is some cushions. Now if I move forward, I'll just explain what those cushions are for. I spoke to the owner a moment ago about how this area here converts into an additional sleeping area, and in fact this table lifts up. It comes all the way up to the top of the mast step there, and then those cushions are actually slotted in to make it into a bed. So you would typically think that that table drops to make up the bed, but in fact it comes up. So I'll come back round again into that section in a moment. You have here the driving area. Now this boat, I mentioned about lots of upgrades to it. If I start off just running through here, you can see the radio has been replaced. It's a new DSC distress mode radio, and there's a repeater. So there's a station up in the cockpit, so when you're calling into marinas, let's face it, you're never really down here, so you're able to operate it from upstairs. You've got all the controls here for this new engine that was fitted in 2013. You've got the Axiom 7 chart plotter just here, and then you've got a battery monitor. This is a really nice battery monitor. In fact, I've been quite taken by this. I think I might have to invest in one of these on my own boat, and it just gives you an idea as to the charge capacity of the battery, and it's really nicely put together, and it fits in beautifully with the Axiom. In fact, I thought it might be a Raymarine product when I first saw it, because you wouldn't know that it's not part of the same family. You can drive the boat from here. That's the other thing, is that sort of the motor sailor side of this boat is that I'm currently sat here with a wheel, and I've got throttle controls, and very good visibility. So if you were doing any long distance cruising on this boat and you went through some heavy weather and you wanted to come and shelter down here, then it's a really comfortable place to be. Let's move down. The thing I would say about this boat, I'm just going to turn it around just to talk to you directly. The thing I really love about this boat is that it has an amazing homely feel to it. Some sailing boats can feel quite sparse down below when you come downstairs, but actually this boat feels the sort of boat that you'd want to spend with your family extended time on holiday. It's just really cosy, and of course you've got that brilliant Southerly build quality. Now she's actually only a 2-owner from new boat. The build of this, the layup was done at the North Shore Yard in Itchenor, and then the finish of the boat was actually done by a shipwright who then went on to own this boat for 24 years. So you can see that the attention to detail, the quality that this boat's been put together with is really very exceptional, and probably mainly because the shipwright that built it was then going to own it and absolutely loved the boat. So the current owner is only the 2nd owner from new. So I just turn the camera around again. Let's carry on. You don't want to look at me for too much longer. I'm going to crack on with the view. So you can see here a a nice sofa on this side, you've got storage space above, you've got speakers, and something that's really quite special on this boat is just up here. I've just turned the light on. Now this light, I'm sure if I run to here you'll be able to see it. This boat was actually from the original Lively Lady that did the circumnavigation of the globe in 1967-68, and Jim Gorman, who helped build the boat, is somebody that this is in memory to this guy. So this is something which is really unique piece of history on this boat, an original lamp here from Lively Lady. You've got nice owner's photographs here, and you can see straight away when you see photographs of this boat in different places in the country that this boat has been, you know, extensively used and very much loved. Space wise, again, more photographs here, lots and lots of locker space, lots and lots of storage space, and everything in really nice condition. If I move forward here into the front compartment, you've got two single beds. They're good length on theirs. You've got two windows either side and then a large hatch in the middle here. So lots and lots of light coming into the boat, and it just has this nice homely cozy feel to it. It's really it's just a nice place to be. I really like this boat. So if we carry on walking down, you can see very good hatch access. So hatches here to get access to the bilges. This boat has been very well thought out in terms of design. An example is just if I lift this hatch here and look under here, you've got all your seacocks access here. You've got your wall water pump here. You've got a diverter valve for the holding tank that's there. So rather than ferret around under all of the different hatches, you've got many features that are just accessible through there. If I just come back to the galley for a second, the owner has put a pump water system on as well, which would work independently from the pump. So if there were ever an issue at sea where the water pump was not working, you'd still be able to get manually pumped water onto here. And then if I move around into the heads, this is the heads. It doubles up as a wet room as well. Everything is original in here. It's got the sort of marble effect in here, and then all you need to do to shower is this on the top here just pulls out, and then that pulls out, clips onto that bracket there, and then it turns this whole room into a wet room. The owner said when they go away for holidays, they don't actually use the facilities in marinas because the shower is so powerful. It's more than adequate to shower on board and really be very self-sustained on board this boat. Access to the engine, I'll just lift this up here. There's this hatch panel here, and you can see the engine is just in there. Of course, if you want to do more engine maintenance rather than just essential maintenance, which can be done through here, this panel here comes off, and you also have side access to the engine in there. I'll just pop that back onto place there. And that just pops back onto place there. Fire extinguishers, nice and easily accessible. And I hope that's given you a good flavour for the cabin. The big thing about here is light, is space. I'm not exceptionally tall, but at 5'10", and you can see here I've got plenty of space above my head here, and this feeling of spaciousness on a boat that's just under, I think it's just around that 32 feet, is really excellent. You've got some nice ocean air. In fact, I've seen this design before on a Moody 45 DS that we're selling at the moment, and it's quite clever. With the blinds here, if you pull this down, you can see that the blind is able to create this unique shape that a few years ago wouldn't have been possible. So ocean air blinds here, really creating a really bespoke blind service. The blinds are also on this window, that window, so you can enclose this whole area for privacy. You might notice just behind me a green beastie. It's an original radar, but still working really well. So it's a Furuno radar. It is independent of the chart plotter. It just has this standalone system here, and is still working well. Your autopilot controls here as well. So one of the key features of this boat is the lifting keel. Now the boat here is in Fareham, and actually you can see the boat if you drive along the dual carriageway just past Fareham. It's got a very distinctive sand coloured hull, which is why the name Sandiamo is so important. But with the lifting keel, the boat actually dries out, and that's so easy to do. I've been really impressed by this. So if I show you how this lifting keel mechanism works, you can see here the rope that is connected to the keel. And what you have here is you have a securing pin. If I take that securing pin out, I'll just put that to one side and then move across here. You'll notice on this, down at the bottom here, you have this little sort of a key. It's a twisty key. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm just going to show you this mechanism here. All I'm going to do is just twist that there by about 90 degrees, and you'll see this mechanism is now moving. The keel is now being deployed. You'll hear a little thud. There it is. And the keel is now in the fully down position. The boat is now drawing about 1.7 metres, a really good sized draft on it now, which of course massively give brilliant upwind performance, but the ability to dry out. So it's really, really nice feature. Now, if you want to raise that keel, you do have the electrical system, but as I say, that is untested. The owner hasn't used that. What he prefers to do is you have this handle here. You just pop the handle onto the top there, and then you literally just pump it, and you just pump that about 200 times. 200 times, it takes about 2 or 3 minutes, and then that keel will then fully be into that position. I did it earlier. We dropped it down just to test it for this video, and then I pumped it about 200 times. A little bit of a workout, but it doesn't take too long. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go down and just have a quick look back through my notes that I made, because there's so many things to talk to you about this boat that I'm just going to make sure that I have covered everything that I should do. The solar panels were replaced in 2019, so I'm just going to pick up this here so you can just see me there. So solar panels were replaced in 2019. The wind charger, that was new in 2019. There's a regulator to go with that, again new 2019. New inverter, new consumer unit, the speakers 2019. So really, from looking down this, between 2017 and 2021, that's when this boat got a majority of the upgrades made to it. That's aside, of course, from the engine that was replaced in 2013. Those Raymarine instruments were put on in 2017, a new backbone to enable everything to work, the transducer kit. The transducer is taken out when the boat is left because the boat does dry out, so they remove the transducer and the log every time that they remove the log every time they leave the boat. Just going through, the sails were replaced, so new sails 2021, the foresail, new lazy jacks, all halyards were replaced in 2020, and the new spray hood and the stack was new in 2019. She's also fitted with a cruising chute, there's a pole attached to the mast for that, and of course you do have the old mainsail. Just turn the radio off. I'll turn it off if it goes again. And you do have the old mainsail if you wanted to keep that. Other things, the galley is a stainless steel double sink, the immersion heater, top loading fridge, 2 freshwater tanks, got a port and a starboard freshwater tank, holding tank, and of course a shower pump. I think that covers most of the things on this boat. Viewing on this boat, I would say, is absolutely essential. I'm just going to turn the camera around and just give you another quick guide through the boat. She really does feel like a special place to be, the sort of place you want to go off down to Dartmouth. You want to explore the West Country in comfort and feel that you've taken a piece of your home with you. I'll walk through again. Again, this galley area here, but loads and loads of light. A lot of sailing boats of this size, when you come down the steps, you know, you're greeted by quite a dark cabin. Not the case with this. It really is beautifully put together, beautifully finished. There's a reason that the Southerlys have such a good reputation for build quality, and you can feel it on this boat. A 1987 boat that still feels, you know, in very, very nice, solid order. Just coming back up here into the cockpit again, you've got a cockpit table here, which then turns this into a nice seating area. And let's just have a little walk forward while I'm on the boat. You've got good sensible grab rails in good places here. You've got that new solar panel that I mentioned about. The owners upgraded to the reefing system, and you've got the reefing lines, reefing points here. And as you can see, the teak really is in very nice condition. It's got this lovely silvery colour and very, very little green. In fact, I don't think I can see any green at all, which is very rare on a teak of this age. So it is in very good condition. I think the beauty of this boat really is it's set up for both, you know, local cruising, but also going further afield, because you've got this wind generator on it, because you've got the solar panels, because you've got things like the, you know, the fridge, you've got the water pump system, absolutely everything that you've got to enable you to do any more longer distance cruising on this boat. So I'm going to wrap this up now. I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough video. There are loads and loads of things to tell you about this boat, of which I have attempted to remember most of it. I may have failed, and what I'll do is we'll of course be linking to the advert, and I will detail everything that this boat comes with in the advert. So thanks so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe to the Parker Adams Boat Sales channel. We love bringing you these videos, and it's so important, I think, to show you the boats that, as they are. So thank you so much for watching, and we very much look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks so much.